there at Hubli several times with our MBA students. And let me just give a brief introduction to Mr. Sandeep Talwar. In fact, all those who have seen his TEDx videos, he doesn't need any more introduction. But it's my privilege to introduce Mr. Sandeep Talwar, Chief Marketing Officer of the Akshay Patra Foundation. He holds dual degrees. He holds a graduate in management from the Duke University as well as IIM Ahmedabad. And he's also a certified black belt in Six Sigma. He has over 20 years of work experience in marketing and communications with leading corporates, especially in the telecom sector. The largest companies in the telecom sector he has worked with. At Akshay Patra, he leads the corporate fundraising, government relations, innovation, and volunteering teams. He collaborates with the leadership team to strategize and execute plans. That's something which I saw firsthand for sustainability and growth. He also strategizes and executes fundraising initiatives that help in the sustainability of the existing kitchens. We know that Akshay Patra kitchens are spread across India, and that ensures the availability of funds for the upcoming kitchen projects. Well, he himself describes him as highly passionate, a detail-oriented person, a planner, and a leader with expertise in strategic planning, market planning execution, account management, building and leading a winning sales team. Well, as per his own accounts, the search for existential purpose in life made him quit a corporate career and join the Akshay Patra Foundation. I'm sure the foundation is very happy to have you on board, sir. Which is Akshay Patra, as we know, is a non-profit organization with a vision that no child in India shall be deprived of education because of hunger. So let me add to this, in the current corona pandemic, Akshay Patra Foundation has so far served more than 6.3 crore meals to the people in India, which is a staggering and mighty impressive number. You should be really proud of that fact. When I met Mr. Sandeep Talwar at the Toyota training, the first batch of the SALT Academy in Toyota, that's a leadership program which I was part of, and where I met Mr. Talwar first and saw him speak and present, he spoke on fundraising. Among several other deep insights that he shared, what stuck with me was that he spoke about the impact of a rupee. And he said that a rupee that comes through subsidy from the central and state governments, when added with grants from the corporate and combined with technology and innovation, can lead to a massive impact. It has a huge value addition, that same rupee. And his TEDx video on finding purpose and mission in life has also been very well received, especially among the youth. So, a hearty welcome to you, Sandeep sir. I now request the director of Bhartesh Global Business School, Dr. Prasad Dadikar, to please speak a few words to welcome everybody.
Thank you, ma'am. Admired guest of today's session, Mr. Sandeep Talwarji, Chief Marketing Officer, the Akshay Patra Foundation. Respected participants, dear students, good morning. We are pleased to have Sir with us in today's session, and I also express my sincere gratitude to welcome all of you on behalf of Bhartesh Global Business School this morning to this session on the power of one. We are hosting this series of webinar sessions focused on the life in the new normal for management professionals due to the COVID-19 health issues. Each day, we have been collaborating with renowned professional speakers, sharing their experiences from various perspectives and addressing the key questions. The webinar session addresses a range of topics to provide a value for stakeholders associated with the educational sector and corporate world to share practices, ideas, and resources about our response to maintain the continuity of learning and receive great insight during this challenging scenario from the practicing experts like what we have got today, Sandeep Sarji. And we are going to have a few more sessions wherein we are going to have experts from different domain and we are going to get rich inputs from them. So, Bhartesh Education Trust Global Business School offers a 2 years full-time program affiliated to Rani Chenma University and approved by AICT. We have been identified with a strong industry academia-centric curriculum, and we host uh, most of industry institute interfaces like what we're doing it via this webinar series for the students' personal development and to give them a holistic learning approach. Besides, we have pre-placement training, job offer, research and consultancy. So these are the core of our institute for the management professional, and we have been ranked in the top by the B School magazines over a past 5 years or so. Well, so this was a brief introduction of our institute. Take this upon Mr. Sandeep Talwarji. Sir, we are really thankful to you, and we are having a topic titled as the power of one. So we do hope the topic will enlighten us in days to come. And I think I have requested Mr. and management and staff of Global Business School. I welcome you, sir. So, finally, I welcome all the participants and students for joining this session and getting the rich inputs from the experts and such. So, I welcome again, and I wish a pleasant learning experience to all of you. Swati, ma'am, over to you.
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sandeep, sir, the presentation all yours. Please start.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Prasad and Swati for the introduction. It's a pleasure today to be part of the team. I think Global Business School is an amazing school. I was reading all about on the website, and I would really appreciate about an hour amount of almost an hour plus attention from all of you guys. I know learning is a new way of fashion. The e-learning is a new fashion today. It's coming all in our life. But then I'm sure I'll try to keep it interesting for all of us. And before I start my session, would like to thank once again to all the friends and to the God. And I'm sure today Lord has been very kind to all of us that we are healthy, our families are healthy, and today we are able to chat. Right? And I appreciate Swati for following up. And the session for today talks about the power of one. Why did I choose the power of one? Was deliberately to share my learnings. And at this moment, I think we all need to understand what is the reason of existence for all of us, right? Because there is loads amount of challenges around us. Some people say, I don't know whether I will be breathing tomorrow morning. In fact, a lot of the oldies, when I speak to them during my morning walk, you know, they talk about, Sandeep, it's good to see you today. I don't know whether I will see you in tomorrow's sunrise, right? So there is a fear everywhere, but it's important to understand what do we need to do, right? So we will talk about the power of one. The power of one is nothing about it's I, right? I is no one but me, right? And myself, right? So that is what the entire session about 1 hour is all about. I'll start here with a small story, and this is a story about myself when I was a student in the school. So this was one of the days when I was going for my final exam, and during my school times we used to cycle to the school from home. So being a North Indian and a hardcore Punjabi, for me, excellence has been there always in my life, and I want to be number one and nothing less than number one, right? That's been part of me for quite some time. So this was there, and when I was going for my final exam, and I fairly remember this was a Hindi exam. So I was cycling, and a regular habit that every time I'm cycling, I have to be number one, so nobody can overtake me, right? So I kept cycling, and I was paddling for quite some time, and suddenly I find there is this one Firangi, right? So he's a foreigner, right? Suddenly I see this guy he's overtook me, right? He had a fancy cycle, right? The one you can see on the slide with gears and all that, and I had a normal cycle, and most of us had that black and white cycle at that point of time, the hero cycle, which is largely black in color and so on. So the old-fashioned cycle. So this guy overtook me, and then it felt really bad. Like, why? How can he overtake me? He may have a fancy cycle, but then he can't overtake me, right? So it touched my heart, and I started paddling hard, right? So then I overtook him. I know after some time again he overtook me, and this went on for almost like 15-20 minutes, right? And then I paddled very hard and hard and hard, and then I realized this guy is nowhere. Maybe would have turned somewhere, would have taken a right turn or left turn, but I had gone ahead, far ahead of him. Now, later I realized when I was overtaking him that my school timing had overshot by almost half an hour, and I was late for my exam. Right? When I reached school, it was almost 10 o'clock, right? I was very late. Almost half the time for the exam was over. And end of the result, we all can figure out, if I have not done half the paper, I flunked badly. And Hindi was anyway a difficult subject for me. I never passed, right? On that year in my Hindi subject. And obviously, tough parents, you know how difficult would it be to face them with the attendance score, with the score sheet with them, you know. And so I had a learning that point of time. What was I trying to do? You know, I sat down and I understood what was I trying to do that day, right? And then I realized the problem is not on the day which happened in my school time. It is every day. The problem with unhealthy competition is that it's a never-ending cycle, because there's no competition. I made it a competition, right? There will always be somebody ahead of you, someone with a better job, nicer car, more money in the bank, more education, a prettier wife or a girlfriend, a more handsome husband, and a better behaved children. So life has given all of us to us. Life has given everything to us: a good height, weight, personality. We all can dress well, right? We study in one of the best schools today, which is a global business school, right? We are eating well. In India, we get good food. We are not like the US where you eat cold food. And there's no competition in destiny, right? The destiny doesn't say, or I myself does not say I have to compete. We try to create competition within ourselves. So is it healthy or unhealthy? We all have to think about it. So the question is, who are we? What is our existence? Right? So Dr. Harry Morrison is a professor of anatomy, one part of time, who studied the entire body, and we know about it. That body largely is made of water. In a 60-pound person, there are about 5 pounds of calcium, 1.5 pounds of phosphate, and about 9 ounces of potassium, 6 ounces each of sulfur and sodium, and 1 ounce of magnesium, and less than 1 ounce each of iron, copper, and iodine. We have professors also here. Please advise me, guide me if I'm not wrong here. But that's the composition of our body all about, right? If you count all that and you figure it out, my dear friends, the calcium, magnesium, iron, other chemicals in adult's body are worth only 98 cents, which is less than $1, right? So they're worth just about $5 or $6 at all about, right? If you can convert that into today's value, what is there on the ground? So what are we worth of? Are we worth of $5 or $6, right? If that is the case, then we have to understand what's our identity. Right? Example, let's talk about one of the another illustration. Example, your friend has a Mercedes, and the Mercedes, and he met with an accident. God forbid he met with an accident. So what will you do? What will you guys do? Right? You'll take a friend to the hospital, or you'll take the Mercedes to the garage. The Mercedes may cost some lakhs of rupees, whereas the person whose value is only $5. So how what would you choose? Right? So you're comparing some 110 rupees to a car worth which is about 25 lakhs here, right? Why will you take your friend first to the hospital? What is so special about it? And why not the car to the garage? Body. That's what simply a bundle of chemicals according to the scientists. Better to take care of the car, yes or no is a question. No, there is something else in the body. We all know there's something else in the body which makes the body valuable. I'm sure there is some answer you currently have running in your mind. Right? So don't you feel we are more than the chemicals which constitutes this body? What is it? It's actually our identity, right? Our real identity. The question is, what is our real identity? If this body is only a value of 5 rupees 60 paisa, then what is beyond 5 rupees 60 paisa that is more valuable than the car, which is worth more than 25 or 50 lakhs? So can matter be alive? Some people think our body is just a complex of machines that get worn out and crashes. Why should we bother about some soul powering our body? So there is a soul inside us, right, which is more than the value of the car, which is more than the value of the body itself, right? In Bhagavatam, if you read, it says, Dehinosmi yatha dehini karunam yavane jara tatha dehetra papitra dhiras tatra na muhinim, which means as the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. So what is inside is a soul. We all have to realize that I, me, myself is nothing but a soul, and not the name called Sandeep Talwar or Swati or XYZ, right? I could be called as a chair or a table, right? But would I have the same name tomorrow, or would I have the same name when I die? That is something important we need to know. Is competition which helps me to really live for tomorrow is something we have to rely. Is the competition of today which I'm going to enter into would be there tomorrow when I don't have a life, right? I may enter into another body? Answer is no. Is the competition the same when I was in school and the college? Answer is no, right? So then why get into this competition and the rat race? So what's our true identity? So actually, we are not human beings on a spiritual journey. We are spiritual people on a human journey. That's what we all need to realize. The fact of the life is, the body is, the thumb impression is what your body is all about. On the other example, our life is all about 28,835 days. What will you do with that time is also we need to think about it, right? So by looking, one can tell that a caterpillar will turn into a butterfly. What kind of metamorphosis will you undergo is what we need to think every day, because the meaning of the life is more important than what exactly we want to do tomorrow. We only need to know, when we went to the school, our understanding, the parents said, okay, guys, my child, you need to ensure you get 90% marks. But are the parents and everybody saying, can you be a better human being? When we come to the college, we've been made to get into degrees and told, oh my God, you got to become a doctor, you got to become an engineer. Very good, right? But then for what? Earning some dollars of money? Answer is yes, but for what? So what is the purpose as an individual, as a parent, as a teacher, and a student? We all need to think about it. Why are we living? What is the meaning of my existence? Right? So I will here share a small video of famous Jack Ma, and I'm sure most of you guys know about it. I think we will get some answers which we talked about till now.
We're talking about the news and inspirations that we learn from our lives.
Jack Ma, the founder of the incredibly successful e-commerce site Alibaba, is China's richest man, but he's not very happy about that. In a recent interview with CNBC, the billionaire revealed that he's not been in very good spirits lately, and much of that is due to his wealth.
Forbes, or I don't know which magazine, said I'm the richest guy of China. This is a great pain.
Ma expressed that with his position comes a great deal of stress, much of which began to pile on after Alibaba's IPO. While the offering set a $25 billion record, what came after was decidedly less joyful. Said Ma, maybe the stock goes so up, maybe people have high expectations on you. Maybe I think too much about the future and have too many things to worry about. Those things include fears that his company will let down investors and the effect that his current state of malaise may have on his colleagues, customers, and shareholders. The new kind of attention he's been getting in public is also proving to be a distressing factor, as he's often unsure of people's intentions. In hopes of turning around his current state of mind, Ma is considering setting up an organization that will distribute donations to important causes.
You don't want to be rich? I mean, come on. No.
So you heard that? He said, "You rich? Are you happy?" He said, "No, no, no." Right? We all know what happened last Sunday. We lost Sushant Singh. What all did he not have in his life? He bought a land in the moon, right? Everything he had. But why was he so depressed? The question over here is, have I understood myself? Have I understood what's my identity? Have I understood the power of one? What is the power of one? The power of the one is nothing but the power of me, power of myself, right? Which lives into me. Because this body is transitioning from an X stage to an Y stage. What I was yesterday, I am not that today. I see, for example, if you look at your photographs when you were a child, and that's how you can phase out, you were just about maybe 1 feet tall. And now suddenly all of us will be about 5, 6 feet or 6.5 feet tall. Are we the same child which was born out of my mom's womb? Answer is no. So you becoming old every minute. But is your soul becoming old? Answer is no. What does the soul want is an answer. Soul wants money? No. Identity wants money? Answer is no. Identity needs prestige? Answer is yes and no, right? So we all have to think, what do we need, right? I'm sure you may be thinking now, your minds are thinking, am I the guy who's sitting on the computer all the day long, only doing Googling? Am I become the machine? Or I am the machine myself? Right? So it's time for all of us to pause and reflect, especially at this time, right? These are difficult times. These are hard times. We all have seen the last 2 months, how things have changed. We've been all sitting at home. We could control all our activities and we could see the nature has changed drastically. If we could have a far more better life in the past 60 days sitting at home, and our needs have been sustained to what was required, why can't that keep going? Right? And I'm not saying that we should not work for a material world. I'm not saying all of you guys should not do a job. And I'm not saying that all of you guys should not aspire for higher careers and all that, right? What I think is required is what I need to do is more important than only running for a job tomorrow morning in a corporate organization or only running behind the money, right? So that's very important for all of us to really understand that what I am, right? So over here, then I would like to take you through the example of Akshay Patra and how Akshay Patra as an organization was formed, right? We all know our India as a nation has two reflections, right? On one side, we have the world's fast economy. We have the 7th largest growing economy in that world, in that phase. On the other side, we have 8.4 crore children who are out of school. 200 million children go to government school every day. We used to go to government school about 3 months ago. That's 65% of the children population of India. 3,000 children die every day because of hunger. And I'm not joking, that's a fact. 3,000 plus children die every day in India because of hunger. right? Now, these are the few things which really hit one of the person about, sorry, this I can say about 19 years ago. And that was Madhu Pandit Dasa and Mohandas Pai Infosys. And they thought, what are we doing? Mohandas Pai at that point of time was the chief financial officer of Infosys, right? He started questioning his existence himself. His concern was, okay, where have I reached? What have I done? What's the meaning of his life? What have I done for the world? And that's where, when he saw a queue of the people, to the children in the ISKCON temple, lined up to have the free meal, because the temple, whoever comes, we serve khichdi free of cost, right? There's nothing, no charges for that, right? So he saw a queue of children being standing and having the khichdi there, and he realized there is a hidden hunger among these children. And that's where Akshay Patra was born. His intent was to resolve classroom hunger, where this social entrepreneurship is more often about livelihood. Better health and better education can be given to the children. And it was in Bangalore this organization was born. And it came in all through the spirit of our spiritual guru, Srila Prabhupada, right? Who at one point of time had told Madhu Pandit Dasa that no child within the radius of the 10 miles from the temple or any center should go hungry. And that's what it striked both the chairman of Akshay Patra and at that point of time chairman of ISKCON and Mohandas Pai to give the birth to Akshay Patra. So it was an incident, right? It was, trust me, it was just an incident. They never thought they can feed more than 5,000 people, 5,000 children. And trust me, even today they say they initially feeding 5,000 children was a big challenge itself. So I'll not talk much about the statistics of hunger. I think you guys may be knowing more that as a nation, we are a malnourished nation. We, in the Global Health Index, we are 159th in the entire world. We are worse than even Pakistan when it comes to malnourishment. So things are bad in our country. India is not poor, but hunger is a bigger challenge in our country. A lot of food gets wasted. So we need to understand what we do for it. With just about 1.8% market share in India, and I'm saying 1.8% market share just because we serve close to about 2 million children every day, versus 200 million, or actually the children who come to school is close to about 160 million, right? So with just about 2% we serve out of 160 million, we are the world's largest. Now you guys understand what's the opportunity the other side? And these are the children who are the future of tomorrow. These are the children who need good, nourished food so that they can come to the school and have good education and probably come to the global business school also tomorrow and have better studies. So what are the basic issues who've been holding us? So lack of access and awareness to benefits of basic education in India, right? So there are schools. I would request, if you guys get time to visit Hubli government schools or Belgaum government schools and look at the infrastructure on the schools. This teacher ratio to school is 1.5 teachers to 1 school. How can 1.5 teacher teach 100+ children in a government school? It's a child at the age of 6 to the child age of 14. Most of them are sitting in one classroom only. So food is the biggest motivation, but then most important is ensuring effective education. And that's where Akshay Patra comes into the picture. We ensured the right food for them and ensured that we work along with the government very closely. We are a public-private partnership organization. We multiply, as Swati talked about it. what 1 rupee of what government gives in subsidy to us, we multiply that 3 times. If the government gives us 4 rupees as a subsidy for every meal, we ensure in 12 rupees. We multiply that with the donor fund of 4 rupees and 4 rupees by technology intervention, and ensure that the child gets a nutritious meal, a meal which probably a mother would make for a child every day. And that brings them to the school, right? But I would love to share over here the example of our most of the cities, but one of it typical example is Bangalore, because so in Bangalore we have 3 kitchens. Among the 3 kitchens, one kitchen we can't serve tomato, or we don't make sambar with tomato because the children don't like tomato, right? The other side of the Bangalore, which is more towards Rajaji Nagar, children like spicy sambar, right? So within a radius of about 40-50 kilometers only, the recipe changes, right? So that's what Akshay Patra does for the children. We ensure that what we eat today at home, whether that is cheese, paneer, or maybe green leafy vegetables, the same is served to the children with the highest amount of hygiene and nutrition. I don't think so at homes or anywhere in the canteens the RO water is used to make food. In Akshay Patra kitchens, RO water is used to make food. We even wash the rice with the RO water. The food is cooked in steam so that the nutrition value of the food is contained there. Right? If you look at our vision, it says no child in India shall be deprived of education because of hunger. Right? And I would like to stress over here, it says no child in India shall be deprived of education. The intent was always that the child must be educated so that we can have a brighter future for tomorrow. Right? So currently we are serving, as I said, about 18 million children every day in 16,500 schools, and we have about 49 kitchens, and another 6 kitchens or 7 kitchens going to be inaugurated as the lockdown gets open. Right? By now we have served 3 billion meals. In fact, it's touched almost like 3.3 by now. In 2019, our honorable Prime Minister on his Feb 11th had served the 3 billionth meal for us, right? That's the some of you have visited the kitchen, and this is how we use the technology. We have the chapati making machine, which a lot of women love it. It's 60,000 chapatis an hour, and trust me, we work very closely with the donors, and most of the technology is built in-house, right? There's a huge amount of impact which comes from the program. We've seen the body mass index of the children going up drastically. If you see the comparison between Akshay Patra and non-Akshay Patra, and you can see that on the green table on the right-hand side, there is a startling difference of 10%. And these studies are not done by us. These studies are done by AC Nielsen. It's a third-party study which I'm sharing with you. Right? Same way this is the case in Hyderabad. There is a startling improvement. Over here, I'd like to share one more story. Recently, when I went to Ahmedabad, so when I was walking down and going to some schools, so near the school there was a temple. So I saw a small child who was begging, sitting over there and begging, right? I asked him, why are you begging? The school is just nearby. Why don't you go to the school? And as usual, I got the answer, Sir, main to aaj hi aaya hu. I've just come today. And we get that answer from most of the children, that I've just come today. That's what I don't do, right? But then I went deeper and tried to understand, okay, what do you do? What does your father do? He says, sorry, sir, my father is not there. I have my mom. My mom runs a tea stall. She's right across the street, right? So, so I said, okay, why don't you come to the school? I'll take you to the school. He didn't agree, but he was insisting to be there only. My mom will see. I have to speak to my mom, and so and so forth, right? So I went to the school again. I spoke to the principal and the teacher. I said, the child is sitting there. Why don't you get him from that place? He says, I will ask one of my smartest boy, right? His name was Sudhakar. So Sudhakar went, he was a class 5 child. So he went and spoke to this child, and he said, hey, you get free meal, and you get a very nice, good free meal there, right? So leave it out the studies, come and have free meal, and you can carry the meal home also, right? So I don't know what happened, maybe this talk between these two children, right? And that got the child to the school. And I was only watching it. And when I went to Sudhakar and asked him, what did you tell him? He says, I only told him that you can eat nice food and carry food for yourself and for your sister too. So that's the reason he came to the school. So one idea which came in the year 2000 was discussion between two people because they wanted to satisfy and understand what do we want to do in our life, now is feeding 18 million children every day. And that's driving the children back to the school. So the question is, what's the meaning of my life? Am I trying to do every day the same thing? Lord has given us the birth, right? Sorry to use this word, what's the difference between me and an animal? What's the difference between me and a dog? We have to think every day. Because the Lord gives between a human being and an animal, there's only one difference. Eating, sleeping, mating, and thinking. The brain has been only given to the human being. So we all need to think. That gives us an answer to about the power of one. The power of one is nothing but the power of I. And power of I will make you realize what is me and what is myself. Because myself is nothing but your body and your soul together. Right. So I'll skip this. So I think you guys have seen the kitchen, so I'll skip it. Otherwise, I can. Swati, do you think you guys have seen the kitchen, so I can skip the video here, right?
Students have seen, sir, but this batch hasn't. So if it's a small video, we can definitely play.
A very small video. Yeah. Okay. Then I'll play the video if people have not seen it.
Yes.
So the question comes again, in this age of ignorance, people may hate you for being different and not living by their standards, but deep down, they wish they had the courage to do so. And that's the reason I've shared one of the illustrations example of Akshay Patra. And that point of time in the year 2000, there were many and millions, including the press, who challenged Mohandas. Do you think free meals in schools will make any sense? Why don't you really work on the school education? Why are you not trying to set up good schools? He was an odd one out. In fact, both of them are odd one out. And today, with loads and loads of pride, India has a kitchen of Hubli, which is the world's largest kitchen. Then we have another kitchen in Kandy, which is the world's largest footprint kitchen, right? Now, people in India and worldwide are very proud of Akshay Patra. In fact, during my travels to US and different places, people talk about it. Why have you keep it so hidden? What is the model? Why didn't you share it? And I keep telling them, hunger has no copyright. We are happy to share with anybody who can replicate this model. But people have to have the courage to go for such things, right? So I would like to end with one more quote from Bhagavatam. It says, "Iti te jananam aketata guneta gunanam maya vibrisa tatya asisana yatatam yashi tata kuru," which says that I have explained to you the most confidential of all knowledge. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. So my friends, what we have to understand is what is that my soul needs. Am I happy today? End of the day, yes or no? Before I sleep, we must question ourselves. And I love the one of the movies of Amir Khan. And if you get on to any challenge in life, just have your hand to your heart and say, all's well, and all well. Trust me, guys, I've been having this answer for quite some time in my life, and that's so important. Please do that. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, Swati. Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you
That's all
so
from my
much,
end.
sir. Thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. Coming from a corporate person like you who has shifted track and gone into the social sector and still having done such a beautiful work, which has an impact, as you said, the impact is phenomenal. We are just seeing that 6.3 crore meals, and you're talking about reaching out to people on such a large scale. I think the kids who have who have benefited from these meals over the years, I can just imagine where they're going to reach, because they have had this schooling. They're going to have the college education, perhaps. At least their livelihood, chances of good livelihood have increased.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Thank you for saying that. And I think the many multiple stories we have today, we have kids who are doing PhD. Not only that, we supported with me, we also support them with scholarship, right? And they become PhD doctors. Some have become good chefs, and we're very, very proud of such students. Thank you, Swati, for stating that.
Because it's not about meals, it is about creating lives. It is impacting the life of that child and his future generations as well. And taking it to a broader level, it's about nation building, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
So any questions from the participants, especially my dear students? This is a phenomenal lecture that you saw, where Sandeep sir has shared very beautiful insights. So let the questions come. You can type the question, or in case you are not finding it easy, you can just unmute and ask them. Just declare your name before. Any questions from the participants? You can also directly ask. Any questions?
Or if you want to do it one-to-one, you can write to me. I think Swati will share my email ID. I'm happy to answer one-to-one also.
Yes, sir, definitely yes. I really want to ask you, because when I saw your TEDx video about finding purpose and mission, there also you connected so well with the youth. Do you think the youth today would be drawn towards social sector, where there is the real impact, I would say, rather than the consumerist attitude of the corporates, although that's not wrong? But still, do you feel that the youth are attracted towards this sector?
Oh yes, very much. I think I can see the change, because if you see Akshay Patra, the average age over here is hovering between 29 and 31.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So they have a lot of young people, and especially my team. If you look at the fundraising, sustainability team, and the marketing team, we have very young people right out of the college. Because see, these are the young people who have huge amount of energy. They have better mindset. They understand the world better than us, who have already laid down almost in our life. So we're more than happy to give the better to them and move on.
Yeah, that's true. And it's surprising that your team comprises of the young people. I'm sure they must have felt that urge to join this sector.
Oh, yes.
From an IIM background, you would have been in the coveted sphere in life. But still, do you feel that you took the right decision to enter this social sector?
So yes, I'm very, very happy, and I think, let me tell you over here, it's not that the social sector does not pay. If somebody understand that social sector is all about only service. Now, social sector is also behaving like a corporate. Akshay Patra, while has a heart of the NGO, but it works like a corporate, right? 100% like a corporate. We also have appraisals twice a year, right? We monitor the success of the people. KPIs over here are very, very strong for everybody to really deliver, right? We don't carry bags. If you guys see me, I'm wearing a proper Akshay Patra t-shirt, right? And we have uniforms for everybody. So like any Toyota factory would run, we also run. We have FSSAI certification. Our head office is ISO 9000 certified. So you would understand ISO 9000 certification for a head office, most of the corporates would never ask for. We are a great place to work for the last 5 years now, right? So most of the small organizations or maybe even large organizations don't have great place to work. But then Akshay Patra as an NGO is a great place to work, right? And not only Akshay Patra, many other such NGOs are following the same league.
True. And we saw the scale and innovation in Akshay Patra, even in mega kitchens on Discovery, where they showed the Akshay Patra Hubli kitchen. And we've been visiting that kitchen and we saw the innovation levels, having the cooking on top and, getting it down for packing, using gravity for the logistics and the silos that they have built there. In fact, if I could take a minute to share that experience there, we saw, at the ground floor, we saw a picture of a person. He was rewarded for the best suggestion, and we asked, what was this for? And we were told by Mr. Rajesh Patki, who is the PR there, excellent person to guide us there. He said that the workers told that the vessels in which they were washing the rice, they were made up of 20 kgs, and when they were washing that rice, some rice used to invariably spill out. So the suggestion was that they put in 18 kgs of rice so that the spillage is less, and this suggestion saved a lot of rice across all the centers.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's a fantastic one because we have Six Sigma being reduced in most of the kitchens. So the employees who will go for different certifications from white belt to green belt and yellow belt and black belt and so on and so forth. So all that comes out of that.
You are quoting a lot from the texts, our ancient texts like the Bhagavad Gita especially. Are you able to seamlessly incorporate those teachings into the day-to-day work, and how?
Answer is yes, because I believe the answers to a life live in Bhagavad Gita itself, right? And I'm not over here trying to dictate. It could be Quran, it could be Bible. So because I follow Bhagavatam, right? So that's the reason I quoted Bhagavatam. But trust me, if all of you or maybe any one of you would like to test it out, please pick up the Bhagavatam written by Srila Prabhupada. And if you have a question in your mind, right, just open a page with your closed eyes and read it, right? I can bet it you would have an answer.
I have a copy of the Bhagavad written by him.
Sorry, I missed you out.
I have a copy of his in English called the Bhagavad Gita as it is.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
That's fantastic. We have a question here from Dr. Nita Vaporikar from Namibia. She says, what are the ways to be associated with this Akshay Patra initiative?
So, thanks, Dr. Nita, for picking up the question. There are multiple ways. Now, if you would like to volunteer, then you can go to our website and register yourself as a volunteer. You can state what you want to do over there. And I can see your question is about visiting the kitchen also. Currently, our kitchens are doing COVID feeding, so visitors are not allowed, right? But as the schools start the midday meal feeding again, I think most likely September, right? You can visit the kitchen, absolutely not a problem. Anybody and everybody is welcome. We start the cooking early in the morning, so we would prefer if you can be in the kitchen by 7 o'clock in the morning, 6:37. We prefer. Everybody is welcome at the kitchen.
Interestingly, Sandeep sir, we leave from Belgaum at 3 o'clock and reach Hubli at 5 o'clock to see the entire work in progress.
Wow, that's quite a commitment. I like that.
You can imagine my students don't sleep at night and they're up and ready by 2:30.
I'm sure. Oh, nice. Thank you. What a commitment.
That's a trip we look forward to every year, in fact.
Okay. Oh, so nice of you that. We can probably arrange, I know, let me know in next time when you guys visit. So we'll see if some senior team member can also be joining you guys.
That would be great, really great. Well, any more questions? This is such an interesting life. In fact, coming from the corporate, having the elite education, dual degrees, Duke and IIM Ahmedabad, then having a spectacular career in the telecom industry, and now doing good at Akshay Patra. In fact, when I heard you at the Toyota program, I was very much impressed.
Swati, thanks for that. But these are all, as I said, thank you for the great introduction. But these are all degrees which we may not carry in our next life, right?
True.
So we need to understand in the current life what have we done, you know. So all of us have to understand what are we doing in a current life to make it a meaningful, and I think you guys are doing it. Your professors and you, all of you guys are doing such a fantastic job because you are creating children of tomorrow.
Yes.
Some wonderful work you all of are doing. Really, really appreciate.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And I look forward to more meaningful conversations and connections with you. I request Dr. Prasad Dadikar to please propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Question on the chat window.
Sure. What is it? Can we read that?
Yeah, there's a question from Rishikesh Zadav who says, how do you manage the funds for such large-scale service?
Good question. Thanks for raising that question. So currently, as I said, we are a public-private partnership organization. 50% of the funding for the organization is supported by the government funding, by the government itself. There's a Supreme Court notification which came in the year 2002, wherein right to free food is in the government school is free for all children there. So government gives a subsidy of 5 rupees per meal per child every day. On the top of it, we raise money from the corporate donors. There is something called as corporate social responsibility. Under the CSR, I have a small team. We reach out to the corporates, we reach out to the individuals, and we raise money. I can share with you very openly that last year we raised close to about 250 crores from India corporates and trust and foundations.
Sandeep sir, one more thing which I liked when you spoke at the Toyota leadership program was that you put in your lowest officer to face the audit.
Yes.
That was a brilliant insight that everybody owns the responsibility of excellence in that organization. I would like you to speak a little bit about that.
Absolutely. I'm sure you recall it better than me. So.
You said that even the lowest person in the organization should.
I can share that. So in an organization, one of the principles is that the person who even joins the organization is going through induction, right? So one of the induction process which we've started is that on the 6th day of the induction, irrespective of the hierarchy, the person is allowed to do the audit of any vertical he would like to do, right? Point one. Point number two is from the current team also, as I said, we do a lot of trainings. There are people who pick up audit as a subject. So whether you are the lowest in the category, which means you may be working as a supervisor in the kitchen, those guys join the team and get into audits at different levels, whether this is a finance audit or it's got a quality audit or funding audit or maybe operations audit. All these guys come forward and do the audits in the organization. So that way we are a very, very transparent organization. Nothing is hidden. Everything is available on the website. We ensure every information can be published. And as I said, hunger is not a copyright. We love to share all the learnings we have with everybody any point of time.
That's really nice, sir. Dr. Prasad, would you please take over now?
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, Sandeep Sirji, and good afternoon all the participants. Before concluding today's session, I would like to quote Brian Tracy. Optimism is one quality more associated with success and happiness than any other. And I think today's session by Sandeep Sirji was really apt to it, because Sir did mention the power of one, and also Sir has also highlighted power of me, power of myself, and ultimately power of I doing it from a own view. Sir did also mention stay focused for reaching excellence, and looking at Sir's profile and looking at Sandeep Sir's career journey, we would really realize and experience Sir has always aimed for excellence and he has achieved it. Further, Sir also mentioned about self-valued identity, which is really important because most of us presume money is important. It is always said the self-realization and self-happiness is more important than any other material identity what we have got. Sir did also mention during this challenging come opportunity time, we have to pause and we have to reflect ourselves because the new normal is going to come before us, and we have to have a new reflections in order to capitalize on the new opportunities as such. And finally, Sir did mention about social entrepreneurship for the betterment of our society and the country at large. And we are thankful, Sir, for taking us through the journey of Akshay Patra, the great work and the great community service what the foundation is doing towards upliftment of our youth as well as the new Bhagavad Gita and even the other spiritual books as you sparing your valuable time with us. And we also would like to associate with this initiative. And as we are mentioned, we have been always coming to Hubli Akshay Patra and trying to get the rich inputs what the association is doing towards the betterment of this part of the world, sir. So we are grateful to you once again, and I'm also grateful to all the participants for joining the session and making it a great learning experience. So thank you all once again, and hope to meet you all tomorrow's session. So have a great learning day, and especially Sandeep sir, once again on behalf of all of us, I express our sincere gratitude, and we do hope to continue with you for the future sessions and future learning endeavor. Thank you, sir, and
Thank you,
good day to
Tan.
you all.
Thank you. Thank you to all, and blessings to everyone. Have a good health. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really, thank you. I'll be sharing
Thank
this video with you, sir. Give me a
Sure.
little time.
Thanks, Swati. God bless
Thank you,
you.
everyone.